Hi, good morning. Hope Zvara here, and I'm going to take you through a great practice today. So I welcome you to the mat. You may need 2 blocks, and if you don't have 2 blocks, a couple old encyclopedias dusted off, or a low stool. You just may find that sometimes some help with transitioning may be beneficial. All right, we're going to start in a tabletop position. So hands and knees, fingertips nice and wide. And let's just start out with a little bit of awareness of the shoulder girdle. So by bending the elbows about 3 inches or so, I just want you to play with the rotation of your shoulder socket about 10 times or so. So noticing the hands stay planted, pay attention to the shoulder itself and just recognize if one moves easier than the other. If one maybe feels a little bit more clunky or has a little bit more freedom, just this in itself is a great way to start creating awareness of the body, but also some release in the shoulders, which I know for many of us are a constant area of issue. Great. All right, fingertips nice and wide. Now bend your elbows for me, curl the toes under, leaning here now by lifting the tailbone. I want you to feel the belly drop and the sit bones open, but more importantly, I want you to keep the elbows bent and pull the heart forward into cow's pose. So watch not to fully straighten the arms. Look what happens. We try to collapse the chest out. I mean, maybe not try, but it happens because we're forcing the arms straight. This is not the goal of that cow pose. Keep the elbows bent and pull back on the arms. Now let's reverse it. Contract through the pelvic floor. See how my tailbone is coming through. My lower back is rounding out. My mid back, my upper back. Unroll the toes. Now lean back, pubis bone to nose. Let's come through the rabbit hole. Inhale. Stretch sternum to pubis bone. Pull back on the hands. Open the sit bones. And then again, reverse it. Think about what you're doing. You're in no race and no hurry except for someone with yourself. Inhale. And exhale. It's great to have a body, but if you can't move in it, what is the use? Again. And then back into tabletop. Awesome. Curl your toes under, and let's slowly move it into a bent knee down dog. So keeping the knees somewhat at 90, lift the knees and bring the belly to the thighs and lift the hips, spreading the hands, press the heels to the floor. So focusing a lot on spinal and shoulder length here. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose, relax through the head. See if you can inflate the sticky areas of the body. And then exhale, drop back to your knees. Inhale, cow's pose. Exhale, roll through into cat pose. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, bent knee down dog. Fold to the elbows, try to stay forward. We're not jamming our spine long, which then this always happens. We try to get the heels to the floor for whatever reason, and we lose the length that we should be having in down dog. You can still get a great leg stretch by keeping your knees bent, because the space from the knee to the heel is actually stretching here. I'm pressing that down. I'm getting space and stretch from my hip, my knee to my hip, and getting that hamstring length. When I press long, if my hamstrings are so tight, all it's going to do is push me forward. If I bend it out and just stretch joint to joint, I'm going to get the spinal length I need. Awesome. And then back to tabletop, exhale. Inhale, cow's pose. And just exhale back into tabletop. Nice. All right, take the knees wide. Sit back towards the heels, keeping your pelvis level. Slide the arms out, forehead to the floor. Nice deep breath in. And now slide across the mat, come out onto your belly. Great. All right, so now we're going to lengthen out. I'll do the same arm as you. Right arm out to the right. So if I switch arms for a second, my arm is going to slide out, palm face up. Roll yourself open. Use your legs for support if needed. If you need to, grab a block. And if you need a little head support, feel free to utilize that. Try to stay as open on the front line of the body as you can. Avoid that rounding forward. And lean back slowly as we open up the pectoral in the front of the shoulder. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. So numbness and tingling are not an option. Back off. The goal is not to be laying on your back. The goal is to create space. One of my favorite shoulder stretches. If you struggle in Cobra, this is a great one. And then exhale, slowly roll onto your belly. Extend the opposite arm out. Roll yourself open. If you need that head support, feel free to use that. Nice deep inhalation, nice deep exhalation. Try to keep the arm up at shoulder level versus letting the arm drop down. I'd rather have you less open and more in healthy alignment. Great. Exhale, roll back onto the belly. Move your block out of the way, nose towards the floor. Adjust your legs and lower body. So the tops of the feet can anchor into the floor, especially the big toe. The legs feel very much neutral. Root your pubis bone or anchor your pubis bone down into the floor. Awesome. Hands under the shoulders. Now we're not going to push up into cobra, okay? Inhale here and exhale using the strength of your back muscles and core muscles. Lift yourself up about 2 to 4 inches and just hold that. Once you're there, you should notice the legs. Try not to let them lift up off the floor. Keep everything anchored. And just pull the fronts of the shoulders away from the floor so you feel some more back work. Awesome. Lift yourself up another inch or 2. And you're going to only go as high again as you can use your core and your back muscles for help. Awesome. Keep the legs from rolling in. Now pull the elbows back and in and lift the hands up and try to point your fingertips to the ceiling, plugging the tops of the hands to the fronts of the shoulders. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Keep healthy arm work. We're going for openness. I'd rather have you there than in a cobra that is all hunched up. What's the point? Exhale, lower down, head to one side, pause. Inhale, come to center, roll your toes under. Now keep the elbows tight. Let's come up on our knees. Lift your belly, inhale, elbows tight. Exhale, press up. Now slowly lift the knees, plank position. Step the feet all the way together. One big leg is stronger than 2 separate. Folds of the elbows forward, push into all 10 fingertips. Hug the inner thighs, engage the glutes, engage those bathroom muscles, and keep the front hip bones tipped up towards the ceiling. You're going to feel more igniting in those deep trunk muscles. Shoulders slide back, neck goes long. Now close your eyes and reach heels to crown. Knees to the floor, walk your hands even further forward. Lift the sit bones up as you drape your belly down, heart opener. Slide the arms forward as you sink either the chin or the forehead to the floor. Now your hands and knees are too close in this pose if you feel like you're sitting back. This is a playful dog pose. Hips go way up. Inhale, slide the hands back, curl the toes under, back into plank. If you need to, again, I'd rather have you use your knees and work 100%, or at least 80%, than struggle in full plank and then lose those powerful deep core muscles. Awesome, let's roll onto our right arm. So fold the elbow forward, turn open towards that right side. Now lift the hips, remember your options. You can be on the bottom knee, You can stack the feet, stagger the feet, top foot to the floor. There's always an option. Focus on the bottom arm. This is really important. The fold of the elbow points towards the fingertips. If my shoulder's all gnarled up, when I open into side plank, my arm is actually going to roll in towards my body. I don't want you to do that. There's some shoulder work happening here that we otherwise would miss. All right, top hand drops down. Pause and plank. Slow it down. Breathe. And then let's rotate. Fold of the elbow stays facing forward. Bend and extend the top arm. Lift the hips. Choose your footing. Exhale, drop it down. Plank, stay with me. You know your options. Knees to the floor, tabletop. Inhale, cow's pose. Exhale, start with the tail. Roll it through like a pinwheel cookie being rolled. Spread the spine. Inhale. And again, exhale. We are only as healthy as our spine is mobile. And then back into tabletop. Nice, back into plank. Get in the habit of stretching your hand out. There's muscles in the hand. Now knees to the floor. Keep your pelvis in neutral. That means it doesn't drop or tuck. Keep your hands in place, fold to the elbows forward, and try to sit back as far as you can. So the goal is not to sit to your heels. The goal is to create some true space here. Deep breath in. Glide across the mat. Deep breath out. Nice. All right, anchor through the tops of the feet. Maybe even shake out the thighs a little bit to start. Anchor down through the bottom of the pelvis. Adjust your rib cage as you need to. Hands under the shoulders to start. Deep breath in. Lower body stays anchored. Don't let it fly up. Lift your upper body a few inches. Just pause here. Pull the elbows in, shoulders back. And even check your shoulder. We want the cup of the shoulder to try to be turning up and open. This is a chest opener. This isn't just me bending my back. All right, now lift up a little bit more. Keep your legs anchored. Now you're going to try to keep yourself lifted. Remember, elbows pull back, hands pull up. Shoulder blades draw in, and I'm going to turn my fingertips to the ceiling. Draw the chin in. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. You should feel the muscles along your spine, I call them the railroad ties, the erectors, turning on. Welcome to your back and core. Don't get lazy on me. Now exhale, lower down. Right hand rolls out, palm turns up. Roll open. Remember again, we're going to try to avoid rounding forward or adjusting the bottom arm. All right, let's slide across. Keep with your breath. I would rather have you open just an inch or two and really open to a well worth inch or two. And then back to the belly. Hands under the shoulders, elbows pull in. Curl the toes under. Let's pick the belly off the floor. Now keep the elbows from going wide. I want you to be in your back and triceps. Exhale, press up. Awesome. Slowly try to sit back, keeping the pelvis level and neutral. We're trying to go for a true back and underarm stretch. Slowly sit back, take a few breaths. It's okay if you don't get to your heels. Deep breath in, come up to a rounding cat pose. Beautiful, tabletop. Let's step the right foot forward. So I'm doing the same as you. I do mirror image a lot, but today we'll do the same. And grab your blocks so that they're highest level, okay? Walk your front foot forward just so that it's in front of the knee, and your feet and knees are hips distance. Awesome, come off your blocks. Great. So I'm sure you've done deep lunge before, so bear with me. I want you to level your hips. Maybe you'll pick up a few little nuggets that make that pose feel very much different. So before you adjust your hips, I want you to recognize how level or unlevel your hips are. So I just taught a class, and I was demonstrating something like this, so my hips maybe will be a little bit more willing. Notice if your hips are level or unlevel. So the more restricted my quad and groin are, not only am I going to be pulled down in that direction, but I also lose out on utilizing the hamstring and glute of my front leg. When I level out, I literally put my booty underneath me, which is a game changer for working the muscles here, and then finally stretching here. So when someone tells you to go deeper, maybe they don't even realize it, but what maybe hopefully they really mean is find the area that's the most restricted or you have resistance and move there. Where are you atrophied? Where are you overly restricted? Where are you tight? Where are the muscles not working? That's your deeper. It's not sink to however far you can go towards the floor. And unfortunately, for many of us, we've drawn this to be our truth. So I want you to start to maybe morph that mindset a little bit. All right. So level it out. So I like to take my hand under my glute and roll my front thigh out, walk the front foot a little bit more forward of its knee, and as you lunge, keep the belly from spilling out. So there's some tone there. There should be no tension or negativity or pain in the sacrum and the lower back. If there is, you're not square and level. Push into the front foot, leg reacts. Now keep your hand in your hip fold and bend and extend your left arm to the ceiling. I'm stretching through my groin, through my psoas. Drop your shoulder. Do not elevate the front ribs. Draw the arm back, and if you'd like to, make a fist and push your thumb to the ceiling. Inhale through the nose. Focus on channeling your breath through the left side. Push into the front foot. Exhale, hands to prayer. Stay with me, stay vertical. Inhale, turn yourself open. And just go gently as far as the hip will let you. Then turn with the ribs, then turn with the shoulders. Press your palms, turn with the head, neck, and eyes. Push powerfully into the front foot. And then slowly unwind. Hands to the blocks. Roll the back toes under, lift the knee, and now turn into straddle. Feet come parallel, take your blocks width. I'm just going to adjust myself here. Hugging the backs of the hamstrings together, slowly lower down. Relax the head. Do not let the sit bones split. Hug the backs of the legs, traction the feet. If you'd like to, add a little chest expander. Slowly lower the arms down. Inhale, bring yourself halfway up. Maybe use your blocks. Exhale, bend your knees and sit back into your hips. Pause here. Wiggle your glutes back. I call this bench seat squat. No knee pain. And then re-lengthen up again. Let's rotate to face the opposite direction. On the back knee. Now, if you need to, pad the knee, but recognize knee sensitivity may also be a heavily restricted quad or groin. All right, so checking how level you feel. Let's try to roll the front thigh out and down. You're actually changing how your femur sits in its hip socket. And then take the hand under the glute and kind of give that glute a little bit of a jack up. Walk the front foot forward. There's a power in that front foot. Exhale as you come forward. I'm even leery to use the word lunge because we're not lunging forward. Equally as much, we're not throwing our upper body onto our back and losing out on really stretching where we're restricted. So you might not go as far, but we can tame the ego, don't worry. Square the hips and push into the front foot. So I'm feeling some strength through my core, and I'm feeling a good stretch to the groin. Maybe even take your hand and just draw up on your tissue, which is going to kind of shift that fascia stretch a little bit. So I'm just kind of playing with my fascia. Awesome. Bend and extend without pushing the ribcage up. You want to make a fist and really push the thumb to the ceiling. Hit that magic button. Welcome to that internal heat.
Exhale, hands to prayer. Keep your hips. Rotate, open. Pause and breathe. Keep the front leg pulling open to help keep it from collapsing. And then exhale, nice job. Back to your blocks. Take your time. Roll the back toes under, lift the knee. Let's turn it back into straddle. Hug the legs together. And keep hugging as you lower down. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Feel the belly hollow itself. Feeling more space in your back. Inhale, bring yourself halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees. Sit back into your hips and heels. Bench seat squat. Inhale, re-lengthen the legs. Let's turn back to the right. Step up, standing forward bend. If you find yourself hanging in the middle of your back, either bend your knees or extend out your spine. Great, bend your knees, slowly take it to the floor. And then in moving your blocks out of the way, take your hands under your thighs and just roll yourself back. Knees fall into the chest. Give yourself a gentle but compassionate hug. Awesome. Keep the right knee compressing and slide the left leg out. So just tip the pelvis into neutral as you do this. The low back's going to come off the mat. And powerfully reach through your heel, keeping your hips from going crooked and just holding gently onto that upper knee. So instead of diving and just really wrenching the knee into the chest, focus more on trying to pull Barbie's leg off of her pelvis. So unsticking the sticky parts. Nice stable center, just switch legs. Focus on extending the leg first before you grab it and pull. Awesome, and then release that bent leg as well. Open the legs wide as your yoga mat. And then on the exhalation, try to turn your toes in to touch the big toes. Imagine your knees collapsing in, internal rotation, a great release for the sacrum. Just hold here. And then on the next inhalation and exhalation, turn it out. Try to touch your pinky toes to the floor, external rotation. One might be easier than the other. Pay attention if one leg likes one then more than the other. And then completely relax. Draw your arms to your sides, press your palms into the floor, hold 3, 2, 1, and then turn your palms up, and more importantly, dive the shoulder blades down. Really nestle the body open. Deep breath in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Close your eyes, swallow to clear the throat. And for the next several rounds of breath, focus on doing absolutely nothing at all. If you're ready, just slowly start to wiggle your fingertips and toes. If not, just remain in relaxation. Gently start to move the legs, not letting your mind rush you. Everything that is waiting for you will still be there. Roll your arms, and just gently slit the eyes open. As you roll to one side, now be very mindful to use your top hand. Roll into your top hand as you press up. Come to the center of your mat and just take a moment here, hands at the heart center. Just gently bow the head and dim the eyes. Feel your breath, feel your lungs, like a butterfly wings opening. Just offer gratitude for your practice, for your body, for wherever it is that you're at in your life right now. And just knowing the more we become present, the more we can see things exactly as they are. And we can make change when needed. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your effort on your mat. And until I see you again, from my heart to yours, from my soul to yours, make sure if you have not yet, subscribe to my YouTube page. And check out either one of my amazing websites, hopezvara.com or hopecorefitness.com. And until again, feel free to leave a comment, or if you have a suggested practice that you're looking for, feel free to shoot me an email or leave one in the comment section below. Namaste.